Hi guys, welcome to another code film. This is the code film that we're going to look at something that's related to database and USSD. And in this code film, I want to bring up a real life situation or problem that is currently taking place in my country where I am, which is Ghana. And in this country, we are trying to link our bank cards, SIM card, national card, passport, and many more form of identities to various institutions or bodies. So there's an existing DB which is being used by organizations, and in that existing DB, some records of individuals or citizens of the country is not available. It's not out there. It's out there, but it's not it's not persisted in the database of those organizations or firms. So the government of Ghana or some supervisors or authorities or regulators are insisting that some form of records of citizens or clients or customers has to be persisted in the database for whatever purpose that they have, whatever agenda or national policy or framework they are developing. As it stands now, probably your bank account, if you go up to your bank right now, your bank only has your account creation details, maybe your home, your location, your first name, your last name, your profession, and then the minimum balance that you started with. It doesn't have anything to do with probably maybe your passport or something, unless probably you provided it. But if it doesn't have those details, what I've said right now is what it has: your utility bill, some form of identity to know who you are as a customer before opening an account for you, because there are not only good citizens in the country, you have fraudsters and other people that want to open accounts to siphon a whole lot of money and other things. So all these policies and rules are just there to make it difficult for the badness to enter the banking and the financial industry, to make use of the infrastructures that have been provided by these financial institutions and the superpowers and authority. So some information will not be there, and in our country for now, what is lacking is we are doing something of linking our Ghana card to our bank account details, or linking your SIM, linking your Ghana card to your mobile phone number. And as it stands now, that's the drive, the digitization drive. And someone will ask, why is this so? And what I do know is that your Ghana card is a card that identifies you as a person. It contains a lot of details about you, your location, your job. It's similar to your passport, but it's more detailed because it even has your biometric fingerprints all on the card, and that card is just plastic, but it's the records that are being kept in the database that makes it very distinct. So if you do go commit some murder somewhere, and then they pick your fingerprints and they run it against a fingerprint verifier, and then that verification API verifies you, it's going to pick you up that you are the person behind it, because the Ghana card will definitely come with an API, and with that API, if Ghana police needs it to be integrated into their maybe homicide or homicide portal, they will definitely call that API, or they will definitely sample that fingerprint against that data that they have already at NIA about you. And NIA is the National Identification Authority. So I just want to create the scenario well for you to understand why we are doing this linking, and also how we are going to do it. So as it stands now, most of us went to most citizens went to the bodies that were asking for linking, that's the banks or the telcos. So we went there. We work from Monday to Friday, and work starts probably at 8 or 9, closes by 5, rush hours, and probably wouldn't have had enough time to go to the bank to do that. So I was asking myself, couldn't this have been done another way, whereby you had a portal or USSD something, a USSD application that helps you to avoid traffic and long queues, because long queues in COVID is also another thing. And you catching COVID at work too means you have to definitely stay home. And if you can't work for a number of days to, your employer will probably not pay you the amount of money that has to go to you. So looking at all these things, I just said, let me just try and come up with a certain code film centered around linking and how it is also being done. For those that are very interested to know what's all this linking about, what's the technical way of it being done. And then what I want us to look at here is a table. Databases persist data as compared to variables. If you're a programmer, you do know variables are. Let me just swing out and go into my MySQL workbench to start some work. So a database will store your information in a table, and the table is, to me, the data structure that holds your details. But a table doesn't hold only one person's or a person's record. It contains records of other individuals. So it goes by rows and columns. So this is a row and this is a column, and each column identifies a certain entity to persist, but the row pertains to a particular entity, and an entity is mostly a noun. So the columns are just there for you, which are the top. The columns, the horizontal ones, the vertical ones, are just there for you to store your information, as in what kind of information you want to hold. But the row, which is also mostly the record, that's what identifies you as a person. So this is just the introduction. There will be another episode of getting into the hands-on side of things. So this is what I want you to have in mind now. So let me just swing to my SQL workbench and start a little form of magic here and there. So I'll log into the local instance. I just want to show something. I'm not really going to start the magic here. I just want to show you something. Yeah. So sorry, I've already created a database already, and the database is known as the bank DB. So we are going to use the bank DB, and once I type this statement, it selects the database I want to use, and I'll click on show tables. When I hit show tables, it tells me that the tables available in this database is only customers. So customers is the name of the table. The name of the table is customers, because it's going to hold customers records or customers information. I won't go with record. Record is a technical term. And now every table, let's look at what is the description of the table. So let's describe the customers. We want to know, and describe here just means that tell me more about this customers table. And you see the customers table looks like this. It has fields: ID, first name, last name, phone number, account number, date created and date modified. This is just a basic customers table. I'm not going to go too technical. I just want to show you how the linking is going to be done from USSD. The way that we could have done it as to maybe probably working to our branches and other stuff that took place, or portals that were being used on the web. There are so many solutions, but this is just a USSD approach. So this is the fields that are being recognized in our table. Remember, I showed you just recently that tables are rows and columns. Columns define the name of the entity, or it takes certain information about a particular person, but it's a row, the record, that tells you more about that person, because it's a relational database. I don't go into that technical stuff, relational databases and stuff. Just have this into your mind, it will stick. I just try to definitely stick. So these are the information. This is probably what your bank has at the moment. It has your first name, last name, phone number, account number, date created and date modified. As it stands now, your bank doesn't have your bank account number. It doesn't have your Ghana card number. So if I do something like select star from customers. When I do select star, I just want to see all the customers that are available in the customers database. You see, it's all null, and this is the column and this is the row. As to the kind of, some customers, every customer will come with a first name, like some John Doe. Some will come with John will be his first name, Doe will be his last name, his phone number will be of some form of 02 or 027 or whatever mobile operator is subscribed to of a certain length. Then he will definitely have a unique account number, which could be generated by the database or is being generated as source code. That one we don't know how it's being done. And then we also have the date that was created, that will come from the database, and then the date that was modified, that will come from the database. And there are reasons to why we want it to come from the database, because you mostly be doing creation is an insertion. When I say creation is an insertion, when you are creating, you are loading data into the table, but when you want certain properties to come from the database, you depend on the database's functions that have been made available to you. So this is an example of what we have already about this customer. We don't have his, as it stands now, we don't have his Ghana card, we don't have his maybe passport number, and we don't have his driver's license. So if at any time he says that he has acquired any of these things, how do I spell license? I don't know, driver's license. So at any point he says he has this, must he always walk to the branch? Must he walk to the branch to get this done? That's the question you're asking ourselves, because right now we are doing digitization, or we are linking our Ghana card to this already. So someone asks you, now the question mostly you also have to ask, how is this going? How is this going to be done? That's the question that we are going to answer in the next video. So this is the beginning of our whole CodeFilms. How is this going to be done? How is it that we are going to link his Ghana card to his already existing record? And that's why CodeFilms is here, some technical way and hands-on way of doing things. So I'll do that in the next video. So this is just an overview of what to expect, and there's going to be a USSD section to as well. So thank you for sticking in. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section. And yeah, that's it for this CodeFilm. Thank you, and this has been Team CodeFilms.